Court. Elvira. Make sure y'all got y'all wrenches and everything. It's good, people. What's good? Who got it? Let me see. We got it. Amen to that. Amen to that. 80. What's good? Oh, you know what? Let me post on let me put it on IG. Let me go to IG real quick. Let's see. Look at this. Okay. Let's go. I need to post it. Let's see. All right, y'all. Here I come. Oh, and I got one more thing to do. Give me 1 second. I need to go to. I'm gonna put a YouTube up there. need to go to YouTube Studio and content live. Okay. All right, welcome to Sky Life. We are back today, and we're gonna talk about. Look, I don't forgot what the matter of fact. Let me pull that up. I always forget to pull up the banner, but how are y'all doing? I hope all is well with everybody in the chat. Sky Life is good, hanging in there, maintaining. Let me try and pull up the banner real quick. I done forgot what I named it. Okay, let me see. Let me take the comment down and I'll be over there to say hello to you guys. Okay, so let me see. Banner. Look, banner. No, not a banner. Is it a banner? No. Okay, let me see what it. There we go. Okay, so it is titled Chicago Black Blood. Let me say hello to you guys. Starting from the top, what's good? Who got it? Courtney Love, Court, straight out of Detroit. What's good? Yes, please hit the like button. Elvira, tell me where you from again, because I want to know. I keep forgetting. AD. Now, AD, you got to tell me where. Give me a roll call of where y'all from, because I got to start learning these. I know a few, but some of y'all are some frequent flyers. That's right, we got it. Some of y'all are some frequent flyers, so I want to make sure I shout y'all out. AD Music and Entertainment, what's good? Miguel, Sir Miguel, out of Cali, what's good? Miss Lady T, Gary, Indiana. All right, y'all. All right. Now, y'all, I know some other people that went live, so we probably gonna have a small group and there's some Kale's information to drop, so we know that's a they gonna run over to the Kale's information, but we good. I just want to get this information out and get this party started. San Francisco, California. That's right. Detroit in the house. Detroit. Yeah, Chicago blood. And I titled it Black Blood, but we talking about all blood, okay? And I want you guys to know, thank you for coming. Thank you for subscribing and coming to my channel. I would like for this to be an ongoing series. My purpose of doing this is because we got to talk about it. I mean, when is enough enough? It's violence in every black community, not just Chicago, but I would like to talk about the social ills and basically the downfall of the black community and the black people within the community as a whole. And I would like for you all to participate and tell me some of the things that are going on in your area, in your state, in your city, so people can become familiar with it. Now, for some reason, Chicago, I ain't gonna say for some reason, I know why, but it's weird why, but Chicago has always been against the city of a city of violence, okay, all the way going back to the mobsters, okay, and probably before that. Well, we know America's violent, but Chicago itself has held its name in regards to being violent and dangerous, okay, and I should say the reasons why, as they only shifted in regards to time, okay? Because as we know, it started, I ain't gonna say it started, but there was mobs, there was gangs, there has been politics, drugs. I mean, there are multiple topics that have changed the reasons for the violence in our city. But I want us to talk about it, and have a dialogue about it. So I was gonna mention Chicago right now, and I want you guys to share in this, is popular for having drill rappers and having uh let me just explain what it is for a drill rapper. So in Chicago, and this is like a error, okay? This did not happen when I was younger. This has kind of been like for the past 10-11 years, you guys. In Chicago, they have rappers, and they are quote unquote known as drill rappers. So the word drill, and we're gonna be using some street terminology, you guys. Now, some of this stuff might be in the Urban Dictionary, but I'm coming off the hip, okay, with my understanding of a lot of these things. So, drill is when someone goes on basically a hit, okay, or they go out to do violence to someone else, okay. So it could be a gang member. It's mostly a gang. A lot of this is gang terminology. So let me be clear. So they might say, yeah, we about to go out and do this drill. Okay. So drilling is when they going out and they are arming themselves with weapons. Okay. Everything doesn't necessarily have to be a gun. It could be, bombs. It could be knives. It could be whatever they weapon of choice is, but they're going out to a different location, and they're going to sometimes against another gang, sometimes against the individual, but they call that going on a drill. So they're either going to do a drive by, a walk by, a walk up. They even have something called spinning the block. They might call it sliding, but understand that these are acts of violence. Okay. Drilling is an act of violence. So they have people that they now call drill rappers. And I shouldn't say now because it's happened like 10 11 years ago. Okay. Now, in the history of all of this, violence in Chicago, when I was growing up, they wanted to hide the dead bodies, you guys. They wanted to hide the murders. They didn't want to put a name to it. They didn't want to put a gang to it. They didn't want to identify who committed the crime. Okay. And you better not tell who committed that crime either. Okay. And they will come tell you, you better not tell. But back then, it was hide the crime. Okay. No face, no case. Now, 10 years later, well, I should say, starting about 2010, there was this drill going on, and these drill rappers. So these rappers are now rapping about the crimes they committed, thinking, okay, quote unquote, thinking that they aren't identifying what they're doing. Well, I can't say that, because really, if you listen to what they saying that they do it in their music. So let me add that to it. So they're rapping about their crimes, you guys. Okay. So some of it's fast. You have to understand dialect. You also have to understand slang. You have to understand street terminology. But once you get a handle on what is being said, and you able to analyze what's being said, they are admitted to crimes in their music. Okay. Now, some of them, a lot of guys have went to jail over this. Many people have died over this. But what's happening is while they are admitting to what they're doing in regards to crimes, they're also dissing the dead. Imagine if I am, I come in, no, I ain't gonna put it on me. Somebody comes and kills your family member. Okay, a gang comes and kills your family member, and then you find out next week they talking about your family member in a song with special identifying details that only the person that committed the crime would know. And I had to pause. Imagine that. Okay. Only the police know. And sometimes the police don't even know because they weren't there at the time the crime was committed. But sometimes they're able to identify certain things that happened at the crime. And you listen to the music of this, somebody who they call your ops, which is an opposition, means opposition, is rapping about your loved one in a song and about how they killed it or how their friend killed them. Okay, imagine that. So tell me what you gonna do. As a rival gang, guess what you gonna do? Oh, you talking about my cousin that just got killed, or my mom, or my niece, or my baby that just got killed? Guess what? Here we come. Here comes revenge. Now they go and kill one of your people or all of your people. You understand? When you dealing with the streets, there are no rules. Just because you come kill one person doesn't say they can't come back and wipe your whole family out. Okay. So that is what's been happening. And with this drill music and drill rappers, people from all over the country, you guys, are they have a special interest in Chicago. They want to hear about these lyrics. They idolize these drill rappers. They're in full support of this music. And I really don't think that they understand. They understand, but they don't understand that these are really human beings. Okay. These are human beings that are losing their life over a song. So I wanted to talk to you guys today, and I'm gonna, open it up with Chicago, and I'm gonna show you guys a few things. But I have a special guest that I want to come on, and he's gonna talk about what's going on in his area, and that's Sir Miguel. He's gonna come on and speak, and I want people to better understand what's really going on in regards to this whole drill scene. And I would hope that some of the youth and younger people in our community understand that these are human bodies, but they really don't feel it and they can't empathize with it until it's one of theirs and it's a family member or their friend. But understand also, after you continue to lose friends and family members, you become used to it. It's almost something like that's supposed to happen. It's commonplace and it becomes acceptable to you in your mind, and it becomes natural behavior for you. And I mean, it continues, you all. It perpetuates into different things. It goes on and on and on. But understand this. So drilling is a word. Okay, they might say we about to go on a drill. You might also hear them saying we about to slide. Okay. There's also a song by a famous rapper, and I'm actually following his case. I've been posting up. You all can go watch the videos. I don't think I did a live on it yet, but I've been doing videos on the trial. So basically, there's a famous rapper named FBG Duck. A lot of you guys have probably heard about it, but he was basically murdered, assassinated on the Gold Coast in Chicago. And they 4 gunmen hopped out of the car with assault rifles and gunned him down in broad daylight. Okay, something similar to what you would see in a movie, but it really happened in Chicago. And there's different reasons for why they're saying it happened, but I don't want to get deep into that, but that's one incident. But please understand, you all see the news and you hear about the news. There are so many, when you watch these interviews with these young guys, some of these guys has lost 17 friends. Okay. I don't even think I ever had in my life 17 friends. So to lose that many friends to gun violence, it has to do something to your mental, and it has to do something to your psyche. But understand, people, it also does something to your self-conscious, and it makes you a very cold person. Okay. It makes you numb to other people's feelings. You're no longer able to empathize with somebody else losing a family member because you want people to feel the pain you feeling. I understand it, but when does it stop? And understand this, along with me saying that, there's been a shift, and I have to bring up the gangs because in the gang culture when I was growing up, the law was no women, no kids. Okay. That was the law of the gangs, the law of the land. Okay. Now, with the deconstruction of the gangs and the creation of cliques and I'm gonna call them cliques and sets, new sets, you no longer have that structure. So it's at the point now where anybody can get it. Granny can get it, the baby can get it. I mean, I'm gonna try and pull up some cases. I don't know if they're gonna strike my channel, but I'm gonna try and pull up different footage and see if they'll let me play it to show you guys some just different things that have gone on in Chicago. But now it's no rules. If I want to go rob grandma, go rape grandma, break in her house and kill her, nobody's stopping them. There's no Black Panthers. We used to have community watches. We used to have community groups. No longer. They're gone. Okay. And a lot of people are scared. Let me put that out there. Because that's the root of this hit thing. Okay. They are afraid, and they are rightfully afraid. Because understand, and if you ever visit Chicago and you ever run across a young guy and he approaches you or tries to make any move of violence against you, comply. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know, comply, because a lot of the young guys in Chicago, they will blow you down. Okay, they gonna take what they want. They gonna do what they want. They will take your life without hesitation. Okay, and they will think about it later on, maybe. Okay, and that's a maybe. Maybe later on when they hit that system, but right then, your life is in their hands, and understand they will take your life without questioning it. Okay, so I say the word slide is also another word used for drill. Okay, then we have another one where they call it spinning the block. Now let me tell y'all about the spin. And it's not funny. I'm laughing because it's so insane and crazy. Okay, so imagine this. And it doesn't have to be a gang. Let's say a group of people, and when I talk, I might say guys, but I'm talking men, women, all races too. We ain't just talking about the color folks, because it's white people spinning and it's Hispanics. Everybody's spinning now. But we talking about us right now, color folks. Okay, I'm talking to y'all, and everybody's welcome to listen. But I'm talking to y'all because that's the neighborhoods I live in when I'm in Chicago. So spinning, a group of people, most times they're in a vehicle, okay? But you don't have to just spin on a vehicle. You could be on a bike, you could be on a motorcycle, but it's smarter to be in a vehicle because you want to be in something that you can get away with. So you in a vehicle and you go, let's say it's a drive-by. So you prepare, you coming down the street, and you see the house that you want to shoot. Some people shoot up houses, okay? They house assassins, they house killers. They gonna kill the house. They'll shoot your house up, okay? And most times I believe they might be trying to shoot the house and they sometimes kill other people. Sometimes they don't give a damn. They'll shoot the house and be trying to kill somebody in the house. But some people just are house killers. They just want to shoot the house up to let you know, warn you or scare you or something like that. But a lot of people that you got to know when you shoot into a house, and if you understand guns and bullets, a house most a lot we do have a lot of brick homes in Chicago, which means it'll ricochet. But the ones that are just sighting, that's nothing but plastic and drywall. Okay, the bullets are gonna go straight to that, probably all the way through the house, damn near to the middle of the house before they stop. Okay, so anybody in between the front of that house to the middle of that house is probably gonna wind up shot and dead. Okay, but anywho, um, so they identify a house. Okay, we about to go spin the block. These guys, they talked about my gym shoes and said my coat was dirty on IG. So we've been going back and forth. I'm about to spin. Drop the loc. That's the they gonna say drop the location, drop the loc. I'm about to spin. Where you at? Where they at? Or somebody gonna say, yeah, they over here on 51st and Racine. Okay, so we going to 51st and Racine. Okay, so they hop in the car, they got their weapons, they got their guns, and they ready to go. So they come up on 51st and Racine. And what's the address? 5514, 5114. Okay, so they go to the address. Now, as they're getting to the location, they shooting. Okay, so you might see some guys outside that you want to shoot. So you might be targeting a particular individuals, or you just might be shooting the block up. Doesn't matter. So let's just say they start shooting. Okay. Now the term spin means that's a 360. Okay. So either they gonna shoot up the first time, and then they might go around the block and then come back and shoot again. Okay. Shoot the same location again. I'm telling you guys, it is insane. Okay? Insanity. And imagine this. Or they might shoot up the first time, get to the end of the block, bust a U, and come right back up the block and shoot again. Okay? So while you trying to say you thinking it's over with, like, "Ooh, I made it. They was just shooting out here." And you coming out of your hiding place, baby, they coming right back and they shooting again. Okay, that's what they call spinning the block. So you don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm letting you know, if you ever in a situation where there's some gunshots, don't come out. Don't come out. Or if you do come out, you better come out blazing, returning fire, or finding a new, run, finding a new hiding spot, identify where the guns are coming from, and then she said they kill 1,000 times. Yes, find out where the gunshots are coming from, and you better be going in the opposite direction. Okay, that's all I can tell you. But think about how stupid this is to spin a block. Okay. So imagine the person, most time the person you shoot, unless it's like a hit situation where you going to hit somebody grandma house or something like that, they uncle house, where 9 times out of 10 there's not gonna be return fire, and the people you going to shoot and kill, and you don't think, keyword quote unquote, think that they're gonna have a a weapon to return fire. So imagine you go over there and shoot, okay? And if it's a gang that you shooting at, 9 times out of 10 they gonna have a gun. Let me just say this: 10 times out of 10 they gonna have a gun. I'm up in the ante. 10 times out of 10 they gonna have a gun and they gonna return fire. Okay, some of them gonna return fire in the same time that you shooting. Okay, it's gonna be a real shootout, bang bang at the OK Corral. So imagine how stupid this is. You pull up and you shoot. Okay, y'all having a shootout. You go down to the corner, bust a U, and you coming back. Now, let's say for the first time, you might have caught them sleeping, you know what I'm saying, or lax or high, something like that, where they not paying attention. So you might have got off a couple rounds. But trust and believe, by the time you go down, bust a U, and come back, they armed and ready. Okay? So now you putting yourself under more heat and fire, crossfire, when you come back and you spin the block on that situation. But understand this, it's all about how should I put it? It's all about what's the word I want to use? It's all about to me being a goddamn fool, but they look up to that. They like, oh, he got heart. He spun the block. He spun the block. You see what I'm saying? They're giving you brownie points and you getting juice for spinning the block versus just, sliding on somebody. Yeah, I spun. So I hit them back to back. So they giving you, actually, here I go, street cred. You getting street credibility for that. Did you know he spun on Woody Woo? And understand there's a whole entire street culture that is identifying this, monitoring this, doing interviews on this. And I even had uploaded some videos because I started watching because trust and believe I was gone to college and I didn't know a lot of this stuff was going on. So I come back and the world has changed. The street has changed, you know? And that was, let me just give y'all that as an opening, okay? And let me go to this video that I want to show you guys because people, I want you to understand. All right. This is okay, wait. We got it pulled up to the max. Okay, let me go to it. So we have the Chicago murder map. Isn't that cute? The Chicago murder map and neighborhood totals, the 2022 update. Isn't that cute to have a murder map? All right, so let's see. It says, it sure seems that crime in Chicago has been bad ever since the pandemic hit. And understandably, people have reacted most strongly to the number of murders in the city. Well, around this time each year, I grab the crime statistics off of Chicago's crime data portal for the last 12 months, ending, and I'm gonna have to go to that too, in June. Well, usually in July, but I've been busy moving. Okay, I don't want to read all that to the prostitution. Okay, so let's just see how bad it's been, starting with a 22-year perspective on a number of murders happening every month. The graph, and I'm about to show you guys a graph. In the graph, it includes a red 12-month moving average line to smooth out the sensationality. Apparently, murders enjoy nice weather and hate bad weather, just like the rest of us. Now, they cracking, but they facking. Okay, in Chicago, when it gets hot, beware. Okay, they get it cracking. When it gets hot, they cracks it up. Okay, everything is happening. Nobody's sleeping. We talking about 24-hour cracking. All right, trust what the map is saying. The data is true. When it gets hot, they cracks it up. Okay, you can clearly see that the murder spiked upright as we went into the initial lockdown and kind of stayed at a level until June when it started trending down a little bit. Hopefully that downward trend will continue, but clearly we've seen the highest homicide rate in 22 years, you guys. Although the first half of 2017 came in pretty close. For the 12 months ending in June, there were a total of 787 homicides versus 791 last year at this time. This surge in homicides that correlates with the pandemic is apparently a pattern throughout the country. I won't speculate as to why. Okay, so here is um their chart. And down here we have from June all the way to June 22. Okay, I don't really like this. It's showing you like the down, up and downward trend. So basically, they're showing you January is low, but you see it ain't zero. You see that, right? Zero is right here. So they still getting you when it's cold. Now don't think you free now. Don't think you safe when it's cold. All right. Let me make sure y'all can see this map. Let me see what y'all seeing. Okay, y'all can see the map good. Okay. Um, don't think it's safe. Zero is right here. All right. So understand they'll still get you when it's cold. January. Why they got August, March, October, February, September? Okay, I don't know what they doing, but next, Chicago murder rate by neighborhood. This is the one that people find very interesting. Okay, sadly, in some areas of the city, much more dangerous than others, as we all know. And everyone wants to know which are the best and the worst neighborhoods. Okay, so therefore, I always roll up the data by neighborhood, technically community area. I'm sorry, technically community area, but people often colloquially refer to them as neighborhoods. Okay, yeah, we got communities and we got neighborhoods, but in Chicago, we community is like a whole, neighborhoods are more like a block by block. And okay, and this is and then calculate. So they're doing the murder rate per 100,000 people to normalize the population differences. So, for example, however, as they stated in the past, in some neighborhoods they have way more people in them than the population indicates. For example, in the Loop has a lot of workers there during the day that don't live there. Okay, so their murder rate might be overstated. All right, so they basically doing it by numbers, but it still doesn't matter. You guys will still get a understanding. So they're saying that in this part, Bridgeport and Clearing are two of the more notable additions to the list compared to last year. They had significantly more murders. I think they would say less murders. I don't know. But in addition, they're saying Hyde Park and Edison did not have any murders last year, but you can see that they moved much higher up on the list this year. All right. So they also saying down here, on the other end of the spectrum, I'll first give my annual caveat about Fuller Park. Their population is so low that it doesn't take much to move them a lot on the list, other than the two main points that note Inglewood moved from the second worst neighborhood last year to 8th place this year. And that's great, because anybody that's aware of Chicago and they understand the South Side, like you see, they was ranked the second worst neighborhood on the South Side of Chicago. Second. That's bad. Okay. And they moved down to 8. So that's good. Wouldn't it be nice if the trend continued? And that then they're saying Riverdale, which is a south suburban city, they went from 12 to 4. So that lets you know the gun violence is not just in the city of Chicago. It has now spread to the surrounding suburbs and areas around the city. All right, so let's look at the map. Here we go. Let me make sure y'all can see this map good. Murders per 100,000 people. All right, so we got West Ridge, Lincoln Park, Norwood. Now pay attention, you guys. So people want to say, always ask me, what are the safest places to stay in Chicago? All right, so, and understand that while I'm reading these are all mixed in between north, south, east, and west. Okay, they're not in any particular grouping. All right, so West Ridge, Lincoln Park, Norwood Park, Jefferson Park, Forest Glen, Montclair, Bridgeport, Clearing, Beverly, Mount Greenwood, O'Hare. They're saying no murders. So that right there is your answer. But understand this, and I know for a fact, right here, Beverly, surrounding this area, you definitely have murders. So understand there's pockets. All right. Let me show y'all the place. Rogers Park, 3.6. The Loop, that's downtown, 4.7. I'm gonna show y'all where I grew up. I'm from the South Side. This is the near South Side, 13.9. They're saying Hyde Park, 17. Calumet Heights, this is where I'm from, 30.6. So we still in the middle. We ain't doing too bad. But let's go down here to the okay, we close by Burnside. Burnside was pretty rough. We close to Burnside. Burnside been cutting up a little bit more than us. Okay, South Chicago. Oh, South Chicago. I understand South Chicago was a blend of black and brown people. A few clear folks, but majority black and brown folks. Chatham. That's 70. That's what a lot of you guys know. 79th and Cottage. You talking about Chatham? You talking about Woodline area? Where's Woodline? Oh, Woodline's less 57. So that's letting you know Chatham 78. Don't play. Keep playing over there if you want to. Inglewood 102. West Inglewood 104. North Lawndale, that's West Side. My family from there. 109. Riverdale 110. So they telling you the worst city in Chicago. What it was the second worst area in Chicago neighborhood. Riverdale is now outbeating them. That's crazy. I'm just letting y'all know that. Y'all might not know that, but that's crazy. Look at Fuller Park. I don't want to stay nowhere by Fuller Park. 311. Okay, so let's keep going because I want to bring Miguel in. All right, so now check this out. Map of Chicago murders. Mapping the murders provides a more nuanced view to where the biggest problems are, or more appropriately, where the oases are. Okay, there is a safer, you see how that's in parentheses? I mean, in quotations, that's for a reason. Because, yeah, it's safer, but it's not safe. Understand the quotes. Okay, there's a safer, quote, pocket southeast of the city, and generally the area north of North Avenue has fewer incidents, as well as a strip along Interstate 55. A strip. Pay attention to the words they use. A strip. In addition, the community areas just west, look at it, not too far west of 90 and 94 aren't too bad until you get to Persian. Okay, so basically the Persian area, and then you have another oasis in Hyde Park. They're saying Hyde Park is still pretty safe. All right, so we're gonna go straight to the map. All right, you guys. Let's see. Bam! Let me make sure y'all can see this. All right, check out this map. Let me see. Uh-oh, am I messing it up? Okay, wait. I opened it up. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Why it ain't get big though? It went to a different. Okay, hold on. Stop sharing. Give me a second. Y'all got to see this foolishness. Foolishness. Bam. Do y'all see that? Oh, wait. Here we go. Do y'all see that? Do you see this? Do you see this? Location of all murders committed in Chicago during the 12 months ended June 22nd. All right. Rogers Park, number 1. West Ridge. But we about to get right into it because I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. All right, this map was created by a user. Learn how to create your own map. Okay, we'll do that one day. That's cute. Okay, so this is the area I grew up in. Okay, so the neighborhoods were Calumet Heights and Peel Hill. All right, so this is Calumet Heights. Let's look at the bordering. Okay, wait. Let me show y'all. So this I'm on the southeast side of Chicago. All right. So right here you see South Chicago. Chatham is right there. I grew up right by Avalon Park, Trinity Hospital. Okay, this is the Pullman Roseland area. Okay, right next to each other. All right. So Avalon, we going in. Burnside there too. All right. So Calumet Heights. Let's go to. Oh, it won't let me go over. Oh, yes, it will. All right. So 91st Street. I don't see no murders. Okay, here we go. They saying the murders is right here. I grew up off of Stony Island. So we got one right here. Let me show y'all where. Okay, 90th. I'm gonna show y'all my neighborhood. 89th, this Stony right here. So we got to be, here go Dante. 89th. It should be right here. Wait, which way is that going? Right here. Let me go scroll in. Okay, Dorchester. Here we go. I grew up on a dead end. Right here. 90th and Dorchester. This is where I'm from. Bam. Okay. Now let's scroll back out. Closest murders right up the street, they said, on East 92nd Street. 92nd and Harper. Okay, you got Dante, Blackstone. Let's see what this is. On Harper. All right, let's see. Location description, auto, beat 413. I don't know what that is. Okay, so they're not giving us nothing but location. So we don't even need to hit that button. All right, let's come out. Okay, but do you see how you all see this? Now we going over into this South Chicago. Look at the red dots. All of these red dots, you guys, are murders. Okay, South Shore area, East Side. Okay, now look at Hyde Park. That's why they saying that that's one of the safer areas. Woodline. Do you see that? You see how it gets red? Now we going west. Here we go, West Englewood. Look at all that. West Englewood, Greater Grand Crossing. Clearing is clear. That's what they were saying. Clearing and Hyde Park have got put on the map, but I don't see the one for them yet. But you can see. Let's go to the area that everybody is so fascinated with. Let's go to 63rd. Okay, here goes Simeon Korea Academy. Liam's Barbecue. If y'all ever go to Chicago, you need 2 people though. Somebody stand in line and somebody wait in the car. Keep the car running. Bronzeville, that's an up and coming area. Okay, now understand this. Y'all remember the projects was all around here. All right. I'm lying. Projects was over here. I wasn't far enough east. Here go Hyde Park. Okay, we get into the low end. 31st Street Beach. Projects was around there. Bridgeport, one of the most racist areas in Chicago. Look at them. Now I don't see no red dots. Okay, near North Side, Dearborn Park. Here, Cabrini Green projects right there. Bam. River North, Gold Coast is where Duck was killed. You understand? This is Oak Street Beach. You see, this is the rich folks. He got killed in the rich folks' neighborhood. One, and I wonder, is this him? I wonder, is that his murder? It probably is. There's only one right there. I'm gonna have to pull up the address and stuff. I was showing y'all O Block. Okay, so I done went too far. Goose Island, that's a good shrimp place. They used to be good. I don't know if they still good no more because I ain't been there. All right, so let's go to O Block and then I'm gonna bring my special guest in. O Block is where King Von, you're gonna hear about rapper King Von being from there. Okay, I'm tripping. Get back to, okay, here's 59th. Scroll in a little bit. Get back east. All right. University of Chicago. Bink, bang, boom. Here's 62nd. 63rd. Here we go. East 63rd. Right here, Hyde Park High School. For all you guys who want to hear me talk about the Kells case. Hyde Park. Let me show y'all where Kenwood is real quick, fast, in a hurry. Okay, Kenwood. Where's Stony? This is one line. Kenwood is off Stony. Wait, my bad. Where was I at? That ain't Hyde Park. That's the day school. Here go Hyde Park off of Stony Island. I'm tripping. It's Hyde Park High School. Okay, now we about to find Kenwood. Kenwood Academy. Is it Haddon? Am I missing it? Stony Island comes in turns. And then you go down to... It should be right here. Am I missing it? I'm scrolling in. Lake Park, Akira is further down. Whole Foods. This the area you guys they saying is pretty safe. Yeah, and it probably is pretty safe, but understand you can't park in front of your house. That's probably why it's safe, because you got here we go. It's safe because you got your car parked all the way around the block, so you about to do probably less drive-bys and drive-aways, because you got to run about 2-3 blocks to get to your car. Here go Kenwood Academy that everybody talk about. It's where R.Kelly went. All right, you guys hear me talk about it. It's Kenwood Academy. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to 63rd. All right, 63rd. Oh, 63rd and St. Lawrence. Now, this 2002. So, as you see, and I trust and believe, if we go back to the map from 2010, 2012, this whole place will be beamed up. You understand me? A lot of the guys are dead, gone, in jail. Same thing for my neighborhood. That thing would have been lit up. Dead, gone, in jail. Okay, here's 63rd. Bam, King Drive. This is where Duck, FBG Duck, because I want y'all to see this map and understand. And trust me, when we do the gang segment, y'all really gonna see it. Here go STL, Gyro City. I'm surprised they even got that on there. Yeah, they got that on the map, y'all. Bye-byes. What was I saying? They done threw me off with that. Matter of fact, let me scroll in. We might see some more stuff. I was trying to show y'all 63rd and St. Lawrence. Hold on, where's St. Lawrence at? Shut up. They got me spun. Okay. I just seen it. Okay, right here. All right. Here goes St. Lawrence, 63rd and St. Lawrence. Ducking in was in this area. All right, 63rd. Now you come on down, you hit King Drive. Do you see how close that is? St. Lawrence is right here. King Drive is right here. Okay, only a couple blocks away. You hear about Bernie, you hear about Eberhard, EBT, you hear about roads, you hear about all of these streets. Look at it on the map. Here go Parkway Gardens right here. That's where Obama's wife grew up there. See, back in the day, most of these projects were good. Okay, they weren't as bad. Over the time, as they shifted, well, it's a lot of things, but you had Section 8 people, grandmothers dying out, giving a Section 8 to their children. You had drugs coming in. You had gangs being more prevalent. It's a whole bunch of things that changed the social ills of society. But teenage pregnancies, I mean, I can go on and on, but here we go. So just to give y'all a look at what's going on. This is old block. This is now he won King Von one from here, but this is where he hung out at. All right. But you'll hear songs from him. You'll hear about a lot of killings and shooting that today are going on right here in this area. Actually, all over the map. You see it. Next time I'll pull up a 2023 map, but I want y'all to see that. Do y'all see that? This is Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. It's a great place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live here. Do you see that? All right, let me bring my guest up. I think I done gave y'all enough. Think I gave y'all enough. I'm putting the link in the chat. What does it say? Send this link to guests who may also want to share our instructions for guests into the studio. Sending I don't know what. Oh, so they can help with the live, I guess. That's cute. They trying to do a little couple things with All right, you guys, and also understand this. Please subscribe to the channel because the uh chat is set to subscriber only. Hey, Miss Let. I think I'm missing somebody. Nail Taylor 50. What's going on? She said, and when I did my research on drill, it's a lot of females that are yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. A lot of females that's into it. Yes, ma'am. It sounds like rituals to me. She said, break it down. How's that life and chat? How's everyone doing? What's going on, Miss Let? Miguel, Sir Miguel, what's going on?
What's up, Sky Life? How's everybody doing in the chat?
We good, we good. So I wanted to welcome you today and have you come in, and I want to talk about what is happening. Why and I brought up drill rappers. Why is the world glorifying these young men? I mean, if you are able to embrace this population, you can see the views that they get, the attention that they're getting. And when I don't know if I even explained, I did say that it's basically they're mocking the dead. And they are all over the world are embracing this. But when you try to tell them something about a community activist, I mean, I know it's not many, but you say, let's watch Minister Farrakhan in Chicago. Let's watch anybody you could think of. And let's watch this church program. They ain't trying to hear none of that. So what are we doing, Sir Miguel? And I also want you to tell me what's going on in your community and where you from.
Well, I'll start off. I'll start off by saying this: what you're seeing now is really nothing new. It's just I think social media and the 24-hour broadcast of everything has highlighted what's already been going on. Um, for example, you know, I grew up in LA, basically Compton, Carson, Inglewood, South Central.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I heard of them. Okay.
so when you think about those areas, even though the city of Carson is considered the suburbs, you still had your 190s, your uh, Stevenson Village. You have all different types of blood neighborhoods. You have 111 East Coast Crib, Five Deuce, uh, Inglewood Family, Pyru, 60s, a trade, 9 O's. They all like on top of each other, but it's like it's different sets. You can have one set that's 5 blocks. You have a different set that's 2 blocks. You have a different set that's 1 block. And basically, what it is back then, like you was talking about drive-bys, well, they would go shoot up the funeral. When I was growing up,
Mm-hmm.
or just an average normal house party. Back
Yeah.
then, you had 5, 6, 12, 13 people getting killed in one night at a house party, whatever the case may be, of course. Late 80s, early 90s, a crack epidemic and stuff like that. But then you move forward when it comes to the rap music, you think about the conscious rap. that was actually particularly there in the 80s, and then it started changing. The money looks different, the jewelry looks different, everybody driving nice cars, jealousy, so forth and so on. So it breeds a different type of behavior of jealousy, and so forth and so on. But then you fast forward to today, people emotional intelligence is not stable. The person is already in the ground, but you're getting upset because somebody dissed the dead, right? You can go kill somebody, but that's not going to even bring the person back that you upset about because somebody said something. So if this stuff is getting posted constantly and people are attracted to it, then that's all they're going to see. So it's going to give that visual, oh, this is normal for some people. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that a lot of these young kids, they don't not only value life, but they don't even value their own emotional intelligence and how they respond to things because they respond off emotion versus instead of thinking first. But then, like you said earlier, they'll take your life, but then they'll think about it later on when they sit in that, in that bathroom. You know what I mean? Well, hell, it's too late then.
It's too late. You
You know what I
did.
mean? Because now you've created an atmosphere where, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck. When you take a life, trust me, God is going to allow somebody either close to you or a family member to be killed the same way. Unfortunately, it happens that way. So as long as you keep in that cycle of death and going around killing people because you're emotionally charged because this person dissed your homie or your homegirl, then that's what you get. And like you said, there's a lot of females because back when I was growing up, the females would drive the car so the dudes could do the drive by.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And a popular thing to do back then was drink you a OE, get you some weed, get in the back seat, load the guns up, and go do your business.
There you go.
You know
And
what I
what movie
mean?
did we see? What was that movie? Oh my God, I
Boys
can't
in
think.
Boys in the Hood,
Boys in the Hood. Wasn't
hmm
it one called South Central?
South Central. Then you had Colors. You know all of that.
Colors,
So
yeah. Yeah.
and 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 what's funny about it now is when you go to a particular neighborhood, you have to be careful what color you wear. But now everybody's like chill. A dude could be a blood in a Crip neighborhood, but you wouldn't know it, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Because the dress has changed a little bit, depending on where you at and depending on what time you go. But what's happening now is in LA, a lot of the Bloods and the Crips are more or less, not all, but some are in the rap music, but they're coming together to collab on music to make the money. Because if you think about Nipsey, for example, he would go to different neighborhoods and this, that, and the third and talk to the different dudes in the neighborhood. That's how much respect they had for him. So if you think about his whole situation, he set up a situation to show his people, look, in his neighborhood that we can do better than what we're doing. And mind you, I only lived like 10 minutes from where he got killed at.
Wow. Okay. So you're not far.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At that time, but see now I live on the outskirts of LA.
Okay. So you move. Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? But that whole area I'm familiar with because I lived in that area as a kid. You know what I mean? I went to Catholic school, which is not too far from where he got killed and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with the surroundings. But even me as a grown man, I don't even stay out past 10 o'clock.
Right. So
You know what I
Miguel,
mean?
tell me this, because
Hmm.
I want to understand this thing. How did we get to this point of it's cold? It's a cold and a callousness that I can't describe. It's a numbness that I can't describe. How did we get so cold and callous?
I think part of it has to do with how we think about life and who we see as life in terms of who we deal with. We have a disregard for it because we've been shown this attitude where power is in the gun. I can go take this life and it's just so easy to do. You know what I mean? So when you have that numbness about life and death, you don't give a shit who you kill,
Right.
right? And I think part of it has to do we lost a sense of value in terms of respect and who
Now
we
wait,
respect.
do you have like a
Go ahead.
radio or something on? I'm getting
Uh,
like some feedback
yeah,
or something.
DJ. Excuse me. Hold on one second.
Okay.
DeAndre, can you? I'm on a live, son. Can you?
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry
Uh,
about that. Yeah. We ain't
um,
gonna disturb him. Go ahead.
but I think part of it has to do we lost a sense of our humanity in terms of how we treat and admire endear people. You know what I mean? It's like you got what I want, so I'm gonna go take it from you. But you don't want to go work hard for it. So we sort of got this laissez-faire attitude about people. You know what I mean?
But is it
And
because of poor parenting? Is it because
part,
lack
part
of
of it,
the law
part of
enforcement, schooling? What are we doing?
part of it, it's a combination of everything. But I think the part of it is too is because the areas that we consider the so-called ghetto or bad neighborhoods, we don't even value the community that we live in. The police can only do so much. Then the citizens can only do so much. And then when you try to do something right, the people that's trying to do something right get killed by the people they trying to help.
Yes, isn't that crazy?
So to me, it's almost like saying, "Damn the good shit, we're gonna ride with the bad shit."
Yeah,
But what you're doing is you're devaluing your community that you live in because that's where gentrification comes in at. So these people sit back and watch you tear up the neighborhood, and they slowly come right back in,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right? And I can give you a perfect example. I was in my car one day, and this is before I moved out to Riverside. Uh, Asian guy walked up and he scared the shit out of me. I was like, "Whoa!" He's like, "Hey, how's the neighborhood?" I said, "It's okay, depending on what side of the street you live on."
Okay.
2 weeks later, come to find out he bought a whole damn apartment complex down the street from me, right? So by this time, this when they was building the SoFi Stadium where the Rams and the Chargers play.
Ah,
All of a sudden, you
ah,
start seeing white folks buying up apartment buildings,
ah.
redoing them, buying up, houses going up, bedrooms smaller shit for 800,000, and them people come and pay cash. Now,
Ooh.
one bedroom, 17, 1800, two, 20, 25, 26.
Yeah, that's not
Just,
too much, but that's higher than Chicago, but
you see
not
what I'm
too
saying?
much.
But if you think about it, it changed that fast as soon as that stadium went up,
There you go. There you go.
right? So now they're pushing people out, and now they have a new community that's supposed to be affordable housing, right? That affordable housing with these condos, 500,000.
Wow.
So we tend to miss the mark in terms of how we value our neighborhoods. We don't attend the city council meetings, and when we do, it's either we're angry or pissed off versus coming with a solution and how to deal with some things that we need to straighten out. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because at the end of the day, gangs discriminate against each other
Correct.
because they're basing it off of color, blue, red, green,
Mm-hmm.
black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have a double-edged sword because now you're dealing with the system who looks at you differently. But you look at your brother and sister differently also because they have a different color flag. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you all do
So
colors, and
yeah.
we kind of do colors. It used to be more of blue,
Hmm.
red, and yellow, but y'all, that's how they got their movie colors and stuff like. Because I remember, I'm like, oh, they serious about that in California. Don't play with
Oh
your colors
yeah.
up there.
It's blue, red, black, brown, green, SA is more like green, red, and green, white, and black. Uh,
Okay.
then you have grapefruit, which is purple. Then you have there used to be a neighborhood called Hoover. They used to do blue. Some of it is blue, some of it's orange now.
Is
So
that a
the
Crips
colors
thing?
in
Hoover
yeah,
Crips?
yeah. So they didn't change a little
I
bit. At
know a
one,
little bit. I know a little bit.
you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of weird how the whole thing has changed. Because when I was coming up, it was just red and blue and
Right. Me
purple,
too. Yeah.
right? So now, like I said, you can have one block that says, I'm just gonna give it. I'll just say the pinkies or whatever. They all pink or whatever. But then three blocks over, they, they Crips or whatever, da da da, da, so forth and so on. So things will sort of change, but it's like it's low key because the what's it? I think it was 1992. The murder rate in Los Angeles was over 1,992.
Wow. Woo.
So even when I was coming up, it was like seven, 800 in
Right.
one year. You know, but I think at the end of the day, I think we just lost. I think we lost the value of humanity, and part of it's parenting, part of it's schooling, part of it's the the kids don't have much to do. The
Mm-hmm.
funding, you know, it's a lot, and I think now social media has also changed the way how people look at each other too, because everybody's blasting their so-called wealth or whatever they're making, which a lot of them not really doing what they say they do, is just for show. But in the back of some people's mind, this is what they think how they supposed to live. So now they jacking and they doing home invasions and all this other kind of shit.
Wow. And that's why, and I'm gonna talk to you also offline about this because it's so
Mm.
many things that we can't even go over it all in regards to so many problems that are happening in the black community. But give me what you see has been the most damaging, and let's today try and come up maybe with a possible solution. Since I started talking about gun violence, and kind of gangs a little bit, dealing with those two. Like what's your opinion on that? Like how it
Well,
affects the black community and
I
what
think one of the ways that when you talk about gun violence, I think a lot of times, and I can go back to the LA riots when they were breaking into the surplus stores that sold guns.
oh,
A lot of those guns on the streets,
gotcha. Okay, so
right?
that's stuff we don't know.
So
Okay.
and then you take that's one. Then you take people who don't report their guns are stolen, and if they do, they don't find them. They don't find them because they can either scrape the serial numbers off the gun, so they can be passed from one hand to the next. So you can
Mm-hmm.
have five, six different bodies on one gun. That's been done by either two people, three people, four people. You know what I mean? It's easy to go purchase a gun on the street now. You
That's
know,
that's another
um,
dynamic. Yep.
and then I also think the leadership in terms of fathers,
Ooh,
uncles,
let's go.
uh, and I think people tend to overlook how powerful and how unique a man can be when he's talking to a young teenager or his son or daughter or nephew. But when that person is removed, the mother can do so much, but she can't teach a boy how to be a man
Facts.
because psychologically he's going to think different. He's going to look at the world from a different lens compared to what she's trying to show him
Right.
because he already has three strikes against him anyway. He's young, he's black, and he's considered dangerous.
There you go. Ooh, you breaking it down.
So then, if a OG comes in and say,
That
"Hey, brother,"
where the OGs at? Is the OG scared? Is they on drugs? Is they dead? Where the OGs at, Miguel?
well, a lot of times when they trying to speak to these youngsters, they don't want to hear it anyway because they feel like they too old to even say anything or they don't know nothing.
They don't know that. Yup. Mm-hmm.
right? So if you got this young man who's never had a mentor or a father figure in front of him, and then this OG comes out of jail and try to explain something to him, he gonna be like, "Oh fuck you, OG. You ain't shit. You ain't been out here. I've been putting in work, whoop, whoop, whatever."
Uh-huh.
But what the kid is missing is that he has enough life experience to tell you when you go up top, it ain't what you think it is. But then another problem too, you got motherfuckers in jail getting phones and glorifying jail because they
Yes.
cooking shit on the stairway and all this other kind of shit. And my thing is, you got all that talent and energy to do shit, but you couldn't keep your ass out of it. But you want to go in prison and glorify the shit by telephone
And
and
that's there
posting
you go.
shit on the gram. So that's another problem because you're telling these kids that when you come in here, oh, you got it made, you got three hots in the cot, but not realizing you have to look over your shoulder every goddamn day.
But and that's we gonna do a jail segment too, because that's the Jedi mind trick. And understand the people who are building these prisons are for profit, and understand that when they telling you, guys will come home and say, yeah, you can get everything in prison now. We got tablets, we got hot food. On certain days, we eating food that's out in the real world. It's a Jedi mind trick to get you in there. To think
Well,
it's
first,
okay to be in there. Let's go. Go ahead, Miguel.
first of all, the food they serving you. First of all, they pretty much eat the same shit every day, depending on what it is, what day it is.
Ew.
It's
Okay.
not, it's not healthy.
Okay.
You don't get the right medical care. Uh, the showers are nasty.
Ugh.
You can't walk barefoot or none of that shit.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? Uh,
Ugh.
you don't get no Levi's or none of that shit. You know what I mean? Then if you do get some fucking commissary, you got to worry about your commissary. Getting stolen because some motherfucker may not get commissary like you do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got to think about all. They separate. Well, in the county they don't separate. How can I say it? What's the county? County jail is different from prison. Whereas in prison, you got all the blacks are together, right? But then, of
Mm-hmm.
course, then you have Aryan nations, the Mexicans and stuff like that. So you got to worry about the different sets in there. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
it's funny how the brothers can be together on the inside, but as soon as they get out, they're apart all over again,
And that there you go. Bam. That's crazy.
right?
That's crazy.
So I'm like, so you can be cool with the brother on the inside, but as soon as
Uh-huh.
you go on the outside, it's a different ball game.
It's war. Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of times the cats in prison know more about the shit that's going on the street versus the dudes that's in the streets.
Yeah, because you
So
know
it's
what?
it.
My friend told me that. I don't want to interrupt. I just want to
Mhm,
drop in real quick. My friend told me that in jail is goes by gangs, but in prison is race. Is that true?
mhm,
Okay.
mhm. And so that's another element to the whole thing. You know what I mean? So it's like you say, they glorifying the shit, but then it's like you going to prison, you can't get up and go when you want to. You on their time, you on their clock, and you only getting paid 5 cents, to 5 or 10 cents an hour, 12 cents, whatever it is. You know, it's like, is this how you want to live? Is this what it's all about? But then yet and still, when you come out, you still got to pay your restitution. You still got to pay the court for your ass being locked up. You know what I mean? You got to pay, this different fine. You got to do this. You got to do that. Then your own papers and all this other kind of shit.
Wow. I see what you said. But you hit it on the head. Like I never thought about that. In prison, you could lock up with your bros, but as soon as you hit the street, it's war.
Exactly.
And I follow 3 bloggers that tell prison stories. And when I tell you, one of them told me about the rapes, and they saying that it was more happening back in the 90s, I think around 97. But the stuff he said made me sick to my stomach. And I'm always, and I'm gonna shut up after this. I'm always, I like the roughnecks. I ain't gonna lie, I always like the roughnecks, but the way that he explained it, and to the level that these guys were doing uh feminine behavior and getting down with
Mm-hmm.
each other, it made me
Mm-hmm.
sick, because they come right out and act like they wasn't doing none of that. And you'll never know, unless, because I know we'll get into that, but you'll never know females. And you talking about, oh, my husband been in jail and locked up in prison. He been with boys, baby. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, Miguel.
And think about the psychological effect that has if another man get raped by another dude who ain't even trying to go that route, but is being
Yep.
forced, right?
Yes.
So to me, it would make sense to allow certain people to have visits to keep the natural course of nature between a man and a woman. But it just goes to show you how fucked up the whole system is. Knowing that men get raped in prison if they tell, then they're gonna have more issues. So they allow this shit to go on, and the person who's trying to do the right thing to do their time and not get into no shit still got their back up against the wall. So they either gonna have to kill this motherfucker and get more time added on to his sentence
Yes.
because he was trying to protect himself.
That's what they explain. They say, understand, you can go from a 4 bid to a life bid, because they said, and you're gonna engage with all of it. You can't hide from it. That's what they
Hmm.
explain. Just what you saying. You're gonna interact with it. You're gonna have to fight, because they gonna try you, and they gonna
Exactly.
all try you. So
Exactly. And I don't think these young kids understand that because think about this. If I'm 15 years old and I go commit a murder and knowing psychologically that the brain does, I mean, not psychologically, but biologically, the brain does not much, uh, develop until age 27. So I'm 15 years old. They send me to an adult prison, and I'm up here with motherfuckers that's been in jail for 25, 30 years, and they know I'm not mature. You think they ain't gonna fucking try me?
right. Mm-hmm. They trying you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a kid, but I committed a crime, but I'm being tried as an adult, and I'm being treated like an adult when I'm not even mature enough as an adult to process what the fuck is going on here because I'm in here with fucking gladiators, niggas that have killed me, motherfuckers that ain't finna get out, and they don't give a fuck.
Right. Mm-hmm.
See, that's what a lot of these young teenagers ain't understanding either. It's not a game.
And this is what they don't get. You use the word gladiator. And I understand this, but they don't even understand this. In prison, it's Mortal Kombat. It's hand-to-hand combat. Ain't no
Exactly.
guns in prison. These guys been working out day and night every day for 30 years, because they've been in there that long. They could literally hit you and kill you, let
Mm-hmm.
alone knock you out and take your stuff, but kill you with one punch. So you
Mm-hmm.
used to shooting a gun. You might have the most bodies on the block, but understand, you ain't gonna have no gun in prison, young boy. You might have a heart to pull a trigger, but do you have a heart to go stab this person and take them out? Because they are gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference.
Big difference. And I
So
sort of and I sort of kind of understood that because I had a chance to visit some prisons and stuff while I was in college, and I visited some women prisons too, and they just as worse than me. Just hearing some of the stories that I heard as a 19-year, I'm going shit. You know what I mean? Ruthless. Will cut your throat in a heartbeat. Don't give a fuck.
yep.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So some people are not being really real with these kids, and like you say, it's a trick bag because they're glorifying this shit and making you think, oh, it's all guns and roses. But no, it's a
Mm-mm.
lot of shit that go in there that you be like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Yeah, when you somebody's literally their boyfriend, or you
Hmm.
just getting extorted. I mean, these guys that I watch, and they are good storytellers. And I'm telling you, they give you the fine details. And I mean, I feel sorry for you guys because you all got different body parts and stuff. But they say, I guess it happens in prison too. But I guess it would be more materials that you would be getting violated with. But for you
Mm-hmm.
guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, and the stories that and the stuff that they say, I'm mortified. Like, cause they took it to a different level of my understanding in regards to, cause once they do that, they basically explain it like then that guy's turned out and now they become a group. And the
Mm-hmm.
guy is now bartered for trade. They
Mm-hmm.
selling this guy. This one guy that was once a young man came in here as a street guy. Now you a labeled a female, and you got
Mm-hmm.
a like a daddy, and you got to do what he say do. And if I tell you to
Mm-hmm.
go do this, he does it. He gonna you meeting physical force, or
Mm-hmm.
it might kill you. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why we put ourselves in that situation, especially after going once. Why do is it? Well, I just answered that. They go back because they make it not so bad, and I think a lot of them are also booty bandits. So you want to go back in there,
Mm-hmm.
booty bandit, and they giving you so much. You got TVs now. You have better commissary. They got so much more now to make it more comfortable for you. But like you saying, it's not, the predators are still there. That's never been
Mm-hmm.
real.
And then you think about this too. How many correctional officers go to their job because they enjoy it? Think about the overtime they get and the money they fucking make. You're basically paying for their motherfucking mortgages and shit because of all the
Oh
overtime they get. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That, a lot of them don't give a fuck.
they
They
don't.
want to do they want to do their 10 and get the fuck on.
Everything you saying, that's what they say. They saying them good, and nobody cares about you. He said them COs ain't gonna help you.
Mm-mm.
Nobody. You are in there literally on your own.
If you think about it, you on a fucking island with 1,100 motherfuckers.
Killers, 1,100 killers,
You know what I mean?
rapists,
And you trying
right?
to figure this shit out because
Yeah.
you don't know who's who.
Yeah. Then they say they got phone rules and all type of stuff. But let me bring it back because we done got off into that. But we can go.
Yeah.
I'm saying we're gonna have a segment on that. But give me some solutions that you think can at least. I don't even know. Is there a solution? Will we continue to go to this till we completely wipe ourselves out? Like, what are your predictions? Because I say solutions, but there may not be none. What do you think?
The solutions are there. I think the problem is we don't know how to implement them because we don't know how to have conversations.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? If the conversation is not there, then the solution ain't gonna work.
Okay.
Then you have to have people understand where's your emotional intelligence before you start reacting to shit,
All right. Okay.
right? And if parents are not trying to be parents and being friends to their children, then you've already lost. So the next step is the streets.
Okay.
The streets gonna get you. Then you got to figure out how you gonna deal with the police when they pull up,
Okay.
because they might kill you.
Yep. That's another dime.
See, see, see.
Or drop some drugs on you and place you in prison when you ain't supposed to be there.
You see what I'm saying? So honestly, all the solutions are really there. It's just really getting the conversation started and really being real with these teenagers and even some of these young adults who out here doing stupid shit.
Right.
The solutions are already there. It's just getting people to understand A, B, and C. You go do this, and this what's gonna happen. You go do this, this your next step. You go do this, then you might get life.
Right. Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
We oh no, we only at 1:30. Okay. Let me ask you this. This is one question that I like to ask people. Black on black crime or cops on black crime? Which is more horrendous to you?
Well, if you think about it, 1% of police officers in a 30-year career only may shoot their gun one time. Last time I checked.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, because we do selective outrage. If a white cop kills a black man that's unarmed, or even kill a person that even has a gun, we want to start tripping. But yet, we have in our own community, black men are killing black men every day for dumb shit. So-called Black Lives Matters, which is not really Black Lives Matters, don't even come out for shit like the shit that's going on like with Tyree Nichols, right? And I say this to say this. We missed the mark when it comes to dealing with black on black crime in our own community. We want to jump ship and go deal with a white dude that killed the black person. That's not going on every day. The picture is being painted as it's going on every day, but it's not.
So, what are we doing?
People people make this people can say whatever they want to say. It's the honest to God truth because what is it now? Emotional chaos is at an all-time high. The best way to get black people now is emotionally instead of having them think first. We'll see a snapshot of something and we run with it,
Right. That's true.
right? So if Black Lives Matter, why are you not marching in places like Chicago, Memphis, and LA, DC, Detroit, New Orleans, and all this other kind of shit? Why y'all not in those neighborhoods? You made
Because
all this you made all this money. You did all this money, but you can go buy mansions, but you won't put programs or different shops to go deal with some of these issues in some of these neighborhoods.
that's and you're right. And it's like we always miss the mark. We always have somebody corrupt that's trying to pocket the money. But why? How did we get to the point where we are okay with us killing us, but can't nobody else kill us? Help! Can you help me understand that, please? Because I got into an argument with my family members over that, and I mean they couldn't they saying because that's their job is to protect and serve, so they shouldn't kill us. Okay, so what is our duty to our own people and to ourselves? Why is that not greater than the police's job and their sense of loyalty to us? Why are we more loyal to ourselves and supportive of ourselves than somebody who was completing a job? I don't. Can you help me understand, please?
Well, that's because we don't want to be accountable for the shit we do in our own neighborhood. We
Okay.
don't want to. We don't want to hold each other accountable for fuck ups. But I can go over here as soon as this dude over here kills somebody in my neighborhood, then I want to hold him accountable. Hold
Okay.
on, wait a minute. Last time I checked, they ride through every so often, but we seeing motherfuckers get shot on this corner, the grocery store, the supermarket, the car wash, the barber shop, and that ain't a problem.
Right.
But I gotta be here every day to work and live and feed my family and kids. But that's not a problem. Y'all see,
No.
the problem is we got shit so fucked up is that we'll believe the narrative they give us versus the narrative that we actually see every day in our own fucking neighborhood that's really going on. Like I said, social media, YouTube, Instagram got us fucked up thinking we smarter than what we are, but we're actually dumb as shit
Yes.
because we don't use deductive reasoning. We'll
No.
take a snapshot of something and run with it instead of investigating it, researching, and find out what the fuck really did happen here. Is it what they
Yes.
is it what they really saying? We already know the news is not going to tell the whole story because it's going to get edited. That's why I don't even fucking watch the news no more
Right.
because I know it's bullshit. And at the end of the day, they only have 5 or 6 minutes to really. They only have like 2 to 3 minutes to tell a story.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then they go to commercial. Next story, commercial. Next story, commercial. You're not getting the whole truth. But if the truth is in your face, you want to deny it and go, oh well, oh damn, let me forget this story over here. Oh damn, that black white boy that killed another black dude, or another sister. Hold on, wait a minute. But Ray Ray over here then killed four people in the
Right.
neighborhood. So which one is important? They're both important, but you're shedding light because it's the system of the white boy who has the badge and the gun. But this motherfucker that killed four people, been out of jail for 3 years.
And you
He's a
know
rookie.
your
He's
nephew is the shooter.
yeah.
You
He's a
know
rookie.
it.
He's a rookie. Only been on the job 6 months. So you're gonna paint the whole department as being evil and racist. The problem
Right.
is the blue wall of silence has made the good cops not stand up against the bad cops.
That's true. Now that's a fact. And that wall you will never break down, baby. They
Right?
scared to break it down. They will not cross the wall. You better
And then
know.
the ones who do, what happen? They get ostracized, get threatened, all this other kind of shit, but then they end up getting let go because they're not going along with the problem.
And see, and this is the thing, and I love to have hope, and I always look for solutions. But just when I'm hearing you talk, it's like you go a step, but you always at that step, it's a landmine that you got to deal with at every step towards the solution. So, and it's so entangled and mangled up, like it might be multiple landmines at each stop to get to the solution. It's
Hmm.
so, what's the word I'm looking for? Disheartening, and I feel defeated because I don't see the light. Okay, not in Chicago. I don't see the light. Okay, I don't care how many police they say we got cameras, we got license plate readers, you got all of that, but you don't have any community resources. You don't have any alternatives for these kids. You don't have the buy-in from the community. You don't have any community leaders that's worth a damn because they're all trying to take a dollar and a dime. I mean, and I'm not just saying Chicago. Let me speak in totality, all over. We
Hmm.
all are experiencing the same thing. So I don't know. I'm
And,
just,
and,
I don't know.
and let me throw this nugget at you, says. When is the last time you heard the Black Caucus say anything?
Hello, preach now, preach now.
They have not said not one
One
goddamn thing
word. Thank you.
since Trump left office. You notice that?
I never even noticed that timeline. Okay.
They ain't said shit.
Not a peep.
I I had to sit back and I go, wait a minute, hold on. I said, these motherfuckers ain't said nothing. They haven't said nothing. They haven't said much about the shit when the Tyree case in
Right.
Memphis. None of that shit. They said nothing.
I ain't even seen the Illinois Black Caucus say nothing to Illinois. You know what I'm saying? So
You see what I'm saying?
where
They
they
ain't said
at?
shit. They ain't said shit. And if you look across the board, go look at every major city with a Democratic mayor and crime rate is through the fucking roof.
But why
Go
can't
back
we?
20 years. Just go look.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna look at these stats because it's crazy. And why can't we? Because the whole thing is and people don't like the police, but at the same time, we can't self-govern ourselves. You see what I'm saying? We can't
Hmm.
self-govern. So you don't want the police to come in. You don't want me as a taxpayer citizen to call them to take care of you and your baby cousin who is terrorizing the block. But you know your cousin the shooter.
Hmm.
You definitely not gonna call him on him. But he can do everything he wants, have his way with me. But you mad at me because I'm gonna call the people to try and get some type of protection for myself. Like we are
Hmm.
so, this is just insanity. It's just insane, man.
If you can even take it a little further, go back in time when you had the field Negro and the house Negro. Soon as they heard about they was finna jump ship, oh, I gotta go tell Master these niggas finna leave.
Yes.
Same shit. Fast forward.
You're right. You're right. And history repeats itself. We are seeing it present in a whole modern way. You are, man, you facking and you cracking. I promise
Right. So then let's flip it a little. Let's flip it a little bit more.
you. Always a rat and a snitch and a
It's like I tell people, that's all a part of it. It's all a part of the game.
it is. Rat.
It's all a part of the game, and you can't be mad at it because guess what? That same person will rather take $200 and say, "I'm gonna go tell," versus trying to help somebody and be like, I'm in good with these people over here. But that those same people can come back and get your ass for some shit that you didn't do, and you think they cool with you and go lock your ass up.
You
Then
better
what you gonna
know
do?
it. You better know it.
Then what you gonna do?
Huh. Lay down.
Yeah, exactly. Lay the fuck down
Unpack your bags. Don't pass go. You about to take a nap for a couple years, buddy.
and
I
be mad at the motherfucker. I done did all this now. What over 10 years? I made. They didn't gave me $200 for every person I done told on. So let's just say give or take come out to $2,000. You got to go sit for 5 years for $2,000. Get the fuck out of
well,
here.
really lay down or die, because nine times
You
out
know
of
what I'm saying?
they gonna kill you anyway. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
know what I
So
mean? Because you, first of all, you done told the shit,
yeah,
and then you know too much about what they doing.
yeah. On
You know
both
what I mean?
sides. Yeah,
Yeah.
both sides. I
So
got you.
you in a lost situation anyway. You think
Yeah,
you doing something right, but no, you not.
you're not. And it's sad because there's no reward in snitching. And that's sad because somebody has to help. We need some help from somewhere. And I mean, oh, I don't, man, Miguel, I don't, I'm telling you, I just feel defeated. I just feel defeated because I want our youth to do better. Um, but I don't know. I don't know how we can get them. How can we help? I understand it might just have to be one by one, but
That's
as a collective, I feel so sorry.
you know what, Skylab. I used to at one point think I could save everybody, and then I had to learn. Even sometimes when you feel like you can save everybody, people will use your kindness or your gift against you because you're trying to do the right thing. So I had to learn one person at a time, or whoever God send me that need help, I'm gonna help them. But guess what? If you come to me and you asking me for advice or try to help you and you don't use it, I ain't fucking with you no more.
Yep, yep. And I
You
try
have to be
not to be like
genuine.
that because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm one of the people. I don't have a lot of time, and I don't like to waste my time. And it's like if you come to me, I'm hoping that you're ready because I ain't gonna lie. And I have to check myself on that because it's like if you waste my time, I might do that to you. I might be like, now look, last time I said woody woo, you did nothing, Nathan.
Hmm.
So are you really ready right now? You know what I'm saying? Because time waits for no one. So I need to know if I'm gonna stop and stop what I'm doing to talk to you to help you. I need, you know what I'm saying? You want results, damn it, when you talking. At least I do.
Exactly. I mean, because now I'm very short when it comes to giving advice. Straight
Yeah,
up, I'm real short now.
yeah.
I don't even waste my breath because my breath is my time and my money.
Yes.
My conversation is my time and my money. So don't
Yes.
come in here with no bullshit. And I
Mm,
and I and I tell my son and my daughter the same thing. Look, I don't have no problem with helping you, but if you're gonna be bullshitting, don't talk to me.
right. Look, don't waste my time. Okay.
Because one thing about me, when I make my mind up on something, I'm focused. It's over. I'm done. I'm gone.
Right.
I'm not trying
Uh-huh.
to reach back. I'm not trying to reach back and pull you up with me. I already told you what the plan is. I already told you when it was gonna start. I already told you what time we gonna get moving. If you not moving when I'm moving, it's a wrap.
You better
Guess
tell.
what? You better figure it out.
Yep. You better figure it out best way you can. I'm not repeating myself either.
Mm-mm. I don't honestly at this point in my life, I don't have time.
Don't have time. Just
I
don't.
don't have time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that even go with some adult people I deal with. Like, look, maybe that's how you do shit. I can't do it.
Uh-uh.
Be mad at me all you want to. I don't care. Next.
Yeah. It's I mean, and that's what I really I don't know. We're gonna continue to have these conversations. Um,
Absolutely.
we're gonna talk about all the different topics. But I mean, just when you I heard you talk, even though I already, you know that they are roadblocks, but when you was breaking it down, it's like you might get half a block and boom,
Hmm.
fix this, boom, fix that, boom, fix that. I mean, you never even get off the block before you could even get, you know what I'm saying? It's just like so many things that can hinder you from winning. And it's like almost for those who enter the prison system, you're not even on the playing board. They done got to the point where they done about wiped you off the playing board. You ain't even on the board no more. Okay, you
Hmm.
out the game. So I guess that's the root of it, because now that you out the game, guess what? They looking like, well, guess what? I'm still gonna eat Sky Life. So if
Hmm.
I gotta take it from you, knock you in the head to get it, or
Hmm.
anybody, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. And here's the thing. A lot of people are building their foundation on sand.
Yes. Ooh, preach.
You know what I mean?
Quicksand.
Instead of solid rock. You know what I mean? So they don't their foundation ain't even it's not even steady. It's not even
Not.
set in place. It's not set in stone.
It's not.
So it's gonna easily crumble. So we're
Yeah.
doing the same thing in our own community.
Yes.
Everything is set up on sand and it's all fucked up.
Yes.
And and then when the sand washes away, we go, oh shit, where did it go? Well, fool, you fucked it up because you weren't paying attention.
Right.
The way I was building, you building different. I'm trying to build up, you trying to build out.
Mm. Lord help us. That's all I like to say is Lord help us.
So it's either one child at a time, one young adult at a time, or one block at a time. And at the end of the day, I'd rather go one person at a time at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think you almost have to do that because the mentality of a lot of people in Chicago, because I moved, I got the hell out of there. It's like a crabs in a bucket.
Hmm.
If I see you doing better, I might kill you because I feel you about to get out of this hell hole that I have to stay in.
Hmm.
I'm gonna terrorize you. I'm gonna do everything to you to make sure you don't succeed because I don't want you to have one more red penny than what I got. If I see you got a luxury car and I don't have one, I'm gonna take it. You eating steak, I'm eating hamburger meat from McDonald's. We got a problem. I want to eat what you eating, but I don't want to work for it. And it's like we are breeding laziness. We are in this era too that we have. These people not working.
Hmm.
They finding the easy way out. I could go show my body on what's the name of that place?
Only fans.
Go, baby, I can have an OnlyFans page. I don't have to work no more. I'm gonna go up there and show out, and I'm gonna make way more money than I would at White Castles, McDonald's, Burger King, any of that. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's pitiful because where do we bring in our self-respect, our self-esteem, integrity? I mean, what are we doing, Sir Miguel? Thank you for the super chat.
You know what's funny? And it's funny. My mother told me this a long time ago. She said, when you graduate from college, she said, your own people gonna be jealous of you. I said, what? I said, my mom said, what? I said, what are you talking about? She said, son, she said, look, An educated black man is a threat to a lot of people, even his own. I said, what?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sitting there, I was like, what? And I'd be damn if she wasn't right.
Yeah. Yes. And isn't that sad? Well, you don't even have the support of your own. And I think that's so disheartening. And I just got off the phone with my friend right before the live. And I was telling her about how years ago, I had my family had carte blanche access to me just off the title of being family until I woke up. And she said the term to me, she was like, same blood, different heart. And I'll never
Hmm.
forget because that's what it was.
Hmm.
They won for
Hmm.
me, you know. No intentions for me.
Because I remember I had a friend of mine. He was a dope dealer. He was cool as fuck though. Had much respect for him. And one day he told me, "So you trying to be like them white man, huh? Trying to go get a degree?" And I just looked at him. I said, "I tell you what," I said, "I guarantee you'll be in jail before me."
Right. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Believe that.
And it's so sad that we'll praise a dude coming home from jail versus somebody with graduating with a college degree,
Right.
or if they open their own business or whatever the case may be. So I just don't understand the whole thing because you would think and you would people would value and appreciate somebody trying to elevate their life versus trying to do other shit.
Yeah. It's pitiful. It is pitiful.
And you, and,
And
I, and it's unfortunate we have more men nowadays acting like little, excuse my language, assholes.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Arguing with another grown man over some petty shit that don't even have nothing to do about nothing. Almost like gossiping and shit, but then it turns into a big ass argument over nothing.
I mean, but it makes sense because nothing breeds nothing. You guys, I dropped the link in the chat. I meant to drop it early. If anybody wants to come up here and say something, but we're gonna try and get out of here. 2 hours. I'm gonna try and max the video out. But if anybody wants to come in and say something in regards to the topic we talked about, the link is in the chat. And make sure you guys subscribe. My chats are set to subscriber mode only. So you must be subscribed to the channel in order to participate in the chat. So make sure you get subscribed right away. You guys hit the like button. I forgot to check my likes. Y'all got away today. Let me see. I know that just ain't no 4 likes. Oh Lord. Hold on. Let me see. 16. Okay, y'all ain't do bad. Thank y'all for that. I appreciate that. But go ahead, Miguel.
But my hope and my prayer is that we can do better each day, and that as long as we make a difference in one person's life, we've done our job for that day. We ain't gonna save everybody, and everybody ain't gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. So do what you can one day and one step at a time, because everybody's not gonna agree with what you're trying to do. And at the end of the day, you're gonna always have haters, no matter what you try to do.
That's true.
So the goal is one person at a time, because the village ain't what it used to be.
It's not. It's really not. It's sad. It's very sad and disheartening. And I'm glad you said that because I'm a touch and agree to that because I can only do what I could do in my circumference. But I tell you, it's sad. I also, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. I watched a video on human trafficking, and when
Mm.
those young girls got on there and spoke, real victims that
Hmm.
got on there and spoke, y'all are not gonna believe the stuff that they said. I'm talking about you won't believe it. You won't believe it. They just and it came down to, as I break it down, these young girls, they don't have any no no street, no game. They not aware of what can happen to you in the street, but that's expected. You're a kid. You haven't got to that point yet, but that's where people like us have to step in. People that are mentors, the OGs, and people who have lived that life and or even seen that life, have walked that life. You got to go out and you have to touch and talk to these young girls specifically and these young guys because they really don't understand what they headed for. They have no clue. They don't understand. And so I'm also going to continue my video logs with my life experiences, and hopefully that'll help somebody. But I mean, we got to do what we can, you guys, because this is, I don't know, it's a dark cloud coming over us, and I would love for us to come from up under it, but I
Hmm.
just don't know. So
Hmm.
go ahead, because it don't look like nobody's coming in, and give your closing arguments or your words of wisdom, whatever you feel.
Well, Skylife is always a pleasure. Um,
Thank you.
I enjoy when you have the panels and things like that, and I enjoy you having me on. But I just want to say to all the people in the chat, stay encouraged, be encouraged, because we all know the author of confusion is out here trying to destroy the things that's being done right. But always know that God has a way, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Don't settle for less, and don't let somebody else turn your light off.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Because I say that too. Don't, you're not gonna stop my glow. You're right.
Okay?
Do not let them
That's
turn your light off.
that's my 2 cents.
Yes. Thank you, Sir Miguel. You always welcome. You're always a wealth of information. I appreciate you for coming in. And we're gonna also talk offline about some more topics in regards to breaking this here thing down. Uh
Absolutely.
thank you.
No, thank you. It's a pleasure. Have a beautiful evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I always know I'm here for you, whatever you need, whatever the case may be. It's all love. And again, to the people in the chat, embrace your children, love them, keep them close, pray over them, and know that everything you do for them, they will keep that in mind as they get older. And you're a winner as well. So never forget that,
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
for sure.
All right, you guys, that is Sir Miguel. He is
All
definitely
right.
from the Kale sector. Thank you for coming up.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.
He's from the Kale sector, one of the bright ones. Okay. And I appreciate him for coming up, and thank you guys for coming into the chat. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed so you can communicate in the chat. Um, he gave us some information about what is going on, what went on, and I guess it's still going on in Cali, and also some information in regards to the youth in the Black community. But I hope you guys found this information interesting. Uh, we'll continue to talk about this topic. I do want to see more participation. Feel free to comment and let me know what you guys thought about the topic. Um, Also give suggestions. If you guys want to do certain panels, let me know. But outside of that, you guys, I appreciate you all for coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and close out because I don't want these things to go too long. We're gonna max them out, close around 2 o'clock, unless we in like a real good conversation and there's a lot of people and y'all is engaged, then we'll keep it going. But I must say to you all, um, stay in good spirits. There's a lot of people out here that will and are actively trying to hold you back and keep you from maximizing your full potential in life. Okay. Now, if you cross yourself out, that's one thing, but don't let nobody else cross you out and cross you up. Okay. But they are actively waiting to do it. And I don't even want to get into that, but I got a speech. I got people that are actively hating on me because I have self awareness and I have a plan, a life plan and goals set in life. Okay. But they're not gonna stop me. They don't know it, but they're not gonna stop me. Only the Lord could stop me. All right. But we're gonna get out of here. You guys, if you missed it, go back and watch the beginning. I put up some good maps and we talked about, I showed y'all the city of Chicago. We went over the murder rate. We saw some maps. I took y'all through some neighborhoods, some well-known neighborhoods that you hear about all the time. And go back and check the maps out. And we'll continue this topic. But we getting out of here. As always, do everything in God's divine order. Do everything in the spirit of righteousness to make sure righteousness prevails. Sky Life loves y'all. Have a great night. Have a good morning. Bye bye.